but if you will. Moving on in our next story, a moment of solidarity unfolded as suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan publicly apologized to the former Minister of Education, Ezekwesili, after she faced backlash for supporting her during a heated Senate Ethics Committee hearing. This incident stemmed from Ezekwesili's tense exchange with Senator Onyekachi Nwayebonyi while defending Natasha's petition against Senate President Godswill Akpabio, whom we all know she accused of sexual harassment. I want to take a look at this exchange very quickly between these two women. Senator Natasha said, "Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, ma'am, I apologize for the insults. I know that you took them for me and for us. As a mother and as a leader, know that you are a true icon of integrity, courage, and visionary leadership. Your unwavering commitment to good governance, education, and democracy continues to inspire generations. A champion of accountability. Nigerians appreciate you. I celebrate your brilliance, resilience, and selfless service. You're a hero." I'm going to take Dr. Ezekwesili's response. She says, "Very kind words, dear Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Yet to me, a torrent of insults from any source is but a little price to pay in our resolve to see a Nigerian that becomes. Our daughters and granddaughters must never inherit battles and wars we should have fought and won for them." This is an interesting exchange. The two women are banding together, and of course online feminists were very happy about this. But meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission has now confirmed that the petitioners seeking to recall Akpoti-Uduaghan have provided all the necessary contact details. And as we saw on this show earlier, the Senate has also stopped its hearing, and they're citing that it's still going on in the courts. If INEC is able to verify that more than 50% of registered voters in her district actually want her out, the recall process will move to the next stage. We are watching. I'm going to take some social media reactions. The boss says, "I'm very proud, much proud of our Nigerian women. They are courageous, resilient, and exceptionally brave. They speak truth to power and stand their grounds to defend it. They don't speak from both sides of their mouth, as we see in most of our men. Salute." Ibrahim and Veronica, I really, for lack of beating a dead horse, we're not going to touch on Senator Natasha right now, but the Gen Zs have a saying. They say, "No be cho-cho-cho, show workings." Would you agree that NYSC is finally showing their workings? That translates, for you, those of you watching at home, that translates to actions are better than words.
Absolutely. It's good to see that the federal government kept its promise of paying that monies. When they were not able to pay at the time they should have, I believe that the federal government should have communicated so as to bridge the trust deficit gap that was already being created and exploited by some persons. But it is good that it has paid now, so it is left to those receiving it to use those monies judiciously, because after now there's the employment market, so they can save as much as they can ahead of time. Then talking about the Ezekwesili, Natasha, and then, you know, them showing solidarity to themselves, appreciating one another. Of course, it is expected to see that that would come. But the position we take to teaching our children is critical. And so whichever position we are taking and how we put up that wall or picture that we want to paint for our children, it is critical that we show leadership, we show that character that is critical for our children to adopt in the coming days. I'll leave it at that.
Well, congratulations to the core members. It's a good way to start. And the fact that the federal government will not just be paying this, from this month, it's also going to feature the backlog. So kudos to you.
Right.
But I believe that's the government saying that we'll do this and they're executing it, even though it came with some delays. But if the NYC core members are receiving their allowance, 77,000 naira, a good one, not taxable, but they should also think of prudency, not see this money as, yes, we don't arrive. Let's start spending the money. Let's start. I understand.
I've arrived, though.
Yeah, I understand. The prevailing economic situations. Thankfully, food prices are coming down. Let's also think of how we can save and how we can, if you have other sources or other alternatives, for us to, fend for ourselves while we are
Veronica,
doing our national, what's it called? when we are
NYSC.
serving the nation, we should also be mindful of how we keep our monies so that we can invest in something that is very important. Very quickly on Natasha, I feel this story is beginning to get under my skin, regarding, forth and back and all of that. We have so many serious issues. Sexual harassment case is a problem, is a very, very serious issue. But I think what we need to start seeing, what we need to start hearing, a lot of these holabalus, let's start getting evidences. Let's start, getting facts so that this issue, this matter will be done with once and for all. We have issue of security, kidnapping, food prices, all of them. Let's talk about this thing.
Ibrahim, essentially what you're saying is no be show workings.
This is your line.
Your pigeon, eh?
I have to keep us there.
Your pigeon sounds like sure.
I wish I was still getting an alawi at this point, but it is well. Thank you both so much.